That was for you, Sam. What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. It's Revv time, and today I'm working on an idea, and I once again got it from viewer comments, which is awesome. Basically, you know, how does the G3 compare to the G20's drive channel? And I thought, wow, that is a provocative question. But the problem was I wasn't sure how to really do it, because obviously when you take a dirt pedal and you put it into the front end of an amplifier, then the front end of said amplifier also has an effect on how the pedal sounds. It's also hitting those tubes if it happens to be a tube amp. So what I decided to do, and I will say this right away, it doesn't sound the same, but it does sound really good. But it's still kind of a cool comparison. What I decided to do was, since the D20 power section and the G20 power section are the same exact thing, I thought what I would do is set up a rig so that I could quickly go back and forth between the G20 and the D20, but only hit the effects return, or just the power section of the D20, when I use the G3, which is what you're hearing right now, and then switch to the front end of the G20 on the second channel. Now, what I'm not going to do is do a bunch of crazy amount of dialing to try to match them, because I don't know that that's really the point. They both sound really good, and I just think it's an interesting way to go about just listening to the G20 second channel, which I don't have completely gained out. I'm just going to keep it in the regular aggression mode, and the G3. So yeah, let's just get right to it. So what you've been hearing is the G3 straight into the effects return, or just the power section of the D20. And as always, I use the same exact IR for both cabinets. It's the Revv 4x12 IR with a Royer 121 and SM57. So that's a pretty cool tone that actually backs off really nice. Sounds really good. Now, I will apologize in advance. I know it's hard to see these lines, the way the light's hitting this box. I'll just tell you, the mid is just shy of noon. The bass setting is just past noon. Now the treble, because we're not running into the front end of an amplifier, I do have that hotter. That's going to be closer to about 3 o'clock. And then I've got the volume, I would say around 1:30-ish, past noon. And then the gain I've got turned down, I guess that would be considered about 9 o'clock. Okay, so there's the G3. I'm going to shut that off, and I'm going to switch over to the G20. so that's the G20. Let's go straight back to the D20 with the G3. Go back to the G20. Back to the D20 with the G series pedal. Okay, so what I'm hearing is there's more of a mid presence with the G3. It's not quite as bright as the G20, but keep in mind, now I'm forcing the G3 to strictly be a preamp running to the power section of the D20, but it still sounds and feels really great. And it's almost not a fair comparison, but I just thought this would be the coolest way to jump back and forth between the amps. And of course, if you look at my D20, you can see everything is turned off but the volume control. So this is indeed driving the power section only, but they're both really great sounds. You know, as I was working on this and just kind of quickly dialing things up, I thought, well, man, I want this on the left side and I want this on the right side. G20, back to the D20 with the G3. Now, one thing that I could do with the G3 to maybe get it closer, but like I said, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole so much, is to me, the G20 sounds a little bit closer to what the G3 sounds like in the actual red aggression mode. Now there's more gain there, but that to me is closer to what the G20 sounds like. We can go back. Back to the G20. A little bit less gain. I can turn the gain up on the G20. Go back to the G3 with the D20. I just turned the bass down on it a little bit. Let's go back to the G20. It's a little brighter, still has, you know, a little more top end, but once again, I'm, you know, forcing the G3 to be a preamp, and it's not getting the luxury of having some treble at the front end of an amplifier. G20, G3 in the D20. And one more time back to the G20. Okay, I don't know what's gotten into me. So let me know what you guys think between these two setups. G3 into the D20, into the effects return. compared to, and this isn't like a versus, like which is better. It's like I think they're both great, but compared to the G20 in its second channel, tube overdrive channel, no aggression, there's a definite sonic difference. I like them both. Like I said, I'd like to have left and right spread on a stereo track would be killer. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And as always, I really appreciate the comments and especially the ideas. Really help me to just help you guys further discover the Revv product line and just get to know it better. So I really appreciate that. Okay, thanks for watching, you guys, and I will see you next time.